difficult, obviously.
Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. Supercar Street Racing here, back again for another exciting video. And today I got something here that I've been really looking forward to, and this is a smart outdoor landscape lighting power supply and control panel, I guess you would call it. And I have not even opened it yet, so you and I are going to be taking a look at this for the first time, and got silicone all over my hands from doing some stuff outside that I didn't think would stick to me forever. Okay, so this is a 200 watt power supply. This is going to be controlling all the lights in my backyard where I currently have 2 timers. I'm going to be replacing it with just this 1 timer. And also, I do have some AC landscape lighting. I would like to eventually get rid of that completely because it's a problem when it rains with the GFCI breakers all breaking the connections. But yeah, let's take a look and see what we got in here. So this is a smart landscape lighting timer, which is intriguing since everything I have is smart based. Opening it up, first thing we see here is we've got an instruction manual, and it looks like some screws and drywall inserts. We are not going to be using these. We actually have some concrete screws that we're going to be using to mount this to the stucco on the side of the house. We've got a nice little instruction manual here for this guy. It is a Dewinwils Wi-Fi low voltage transformer. It has a neat little antenna on top for Wi-Fi. And it has its own app apparently, so it looks like the app's called Eco, and there's a bunch of instructions here that we will go through together when we actually mount this guy to the wall and start setting it up. Yeah, so looking at the timer now is well packed in the box, so I'll show you guys here what that looks like. So it has some styrofoam around it. Let's go ahead and get this guy out. And unbox it. Try not to mess up our table in the process. Alright, so it is well packaged. It's got styrofoam on both sides and also on the bottom to protect it during shipping. It is quite heavy. You should expect that this is going to be heavy because it has a power supply inside of it. So here's what it looks like right out of the box. Here's the little Wi-Fi antenna, cute little Wi-Fi antenna. For use with low voltage landscape luminaires and fittings. It's got some controls on the front. It looks like it's got a power and a Wi-Fi light. Does not open up, which you don't need to open it up. On the bottom, it's got 2 outputs for low voltage landscape lighting or other whatever you're going to use the 12 volts for. So there's 2 terminals here on the bottom, so you don't have to Y adapt anything. There's also it looks like a cable management clamp here to run your low voltage landscape wiring through right here. Yeah, so that is what it looks like right out of the box. It's well done. And it looks and feels like a quality piece. And that is all that's in the box at this time. And so we will go through the instructions together. So read all instructions. Says that there's a status indicator right here on the front. Power button, a reset button, and a power indicator. So it says we need to download the Eco app on the tablet. So let's go to the Play Store here, see if we can find this Eco app. Maybe it's not compatible with this tablet. We don't know until we go look for it. Let's see. So it says download the Eco app. Let's see what the Eco app looks like in the Play Store. Eco. Alright, so there's a lot of different Eco applications. It just says, you can scan the QR code. Okay, so let's do that. Let's go to camera. And forgot where we were. If we can ever get this thing to pop up a, it doesn't want to pop up a scan. It's having trouble focusing on it. So let's try that one more time. Eco Plug, it says on the App Store. Let's do that. Let's go to the App Store, Play Store, and do Eco Plug. I think I just saw it actually, Eco Plug. Aha, I found it, Eco Plug. If you guys are looking for it, it is a little, it has the word ECO on it with a little blue symbol. I'll show you guys later. I'm going ahead and installing that. It says to reset this. I think we could go ahead and maybe set it up in here. All right, we got the app open here. So it wants me to go ahead and log in. I don't have an account. I'm going to create an account. Putting in my email address now. Making a password. Verifying my password. Submit. Okay. So now it takes us to some setup instructions here, which is not for this guy. It's actually for a plug. So yeah, it's literally telling me a bunch of instructions that don't look like it's for this guy. So says we need to plug this guy in first. So actually, I'm going to go ahead and do that, and we'll be right back with you guys. I need to grab an extension cord. All right, everybody. So we did get an extension cord rigged up. I have a flashing Wi-Fi light now. So let's go through the setup here. So it says, if you decide to connect this to a new router, try resetting the Wi-Fi low voltage transformer. Press and hold the power button. Okay, that's to reset. The Wi-Fi status light is blinking, so that's next. It's ready to be connected via Wi-Fi to the app now. Open the Wi-Fi connection settings in the smartphone, so we're going to use my tablet. We're going to open up the Eco app. Let's see how difficult this is to figure out. Let's see, more. Okay. I'm going through this as you guys are with me, and let's see. Settings. Let's see, it doesn't. Let's see. Alright, it tells you to log into the app. I did that already. Okay, it skipped a whole section here. It said that, okay, there's no settings there. Setup instructions. Select the Eco Plugs hotspot. Okay. So we have to actually, on our tablet, we have to go log into the hotspot on this guy. So I'm looking for the hotspot now. Eco, I found it. Connected, no internet. And now it has changed screens to looking to router, or looking for a router. Okay, so now it's got a list of all my Wi-Fi networks, and the closest one to that wall is going to be my main cable modem. That is my main Starbase. Let's see, Starbase. That's funny, I don't see my main router on here. Interesting. Oh, yes I do. Okay, found it. It wants my zip code, 32225. Name device. Let's call this landscape. Lighting. So it's actually asking me for a name for the device here. It wants my Wi-Fi router password. And you click save. I would record this, but I had massive problems editing the video yesterday when I had the tablet overlaid. I tried about 100 times and gave up. Okay, it says it is connected. Okay, it took me back to the setup instructions. Okay, it says it's complete. Alright, so now on this screen it says landscape lighting, just like arbitrarily right here, which is odd. It just says it in yellow font, landscape lighting. So, don't know after that, it says connection succeeded. You can add more users to this. You can add more low voltage transformers. And I'm assuming there is a skill for this, but it does not really say. Maybe you can't use this with Alexa. It has to have a skill to be able to be used with smart systems. I thought it had one, but if it doesn't, it's no big deal.
Smart vehicles average 65 miles per gallon with an average MSI.
She's telling me about smart vehicles.
Features for individual smart vehicles vary by model and year. Try asking about a specific smart model.
Alexa, cancel. Okay. So I was under the impression that there was a skill for this to use with smart home, but don't think there is. I think it's just going to be Wi-Fi, which is kind of a bummer that you can't do routines. But I'm going to search and see if there is actually a skill for this, and I will get back to you guys and let you know what I find. Okay, I did find a skill called Eco Plugs. It's not in the manual here, but if you go into Alexa, this is how you do it. This took me some time to figure out. First of all, in your Eco app here, you've got, it looks like a 12-year-old drew the pictures, but in settings, if you click setting, then you click connect to Amazon Alexa, you actually click it, and it'll say, do you want to connect? You just say yes. You just say yes to it, and then after that, go into Alexa, go to skills, find the Eco Plug skill and enable it. It will take you then, ask you from the Eco site if you want to authorize it, and you say yes to that. And then now I will tell you this, the skill actually has really bad reviews, so I haven't tried it yet. So we will see, but yeah, so we got that. We got the skill hooked up. We've got our Wi-Fi connected. So now the next step is going to be to mount it to the wall outside, which we will do next. All right, guys, so we got everything here that we're going to need to install this low voltage transformer. We've got the wedget concrete screws. We've got our drill. This wedget comes with a drill bit to tap out for the screws, and then it comes with a impact driver bit for it. And when you put these screws in, you have to make sure that you drill out at least as long as the screw, or the screw will bottom out in the concrete, and you'll know because you won't be able to get the screw in. And we've got our level where we're going to mark off the wall. The only thing we don't have here is a little marker, and we are going to measure this guy between the holes. So we go, doesn't matter what inch we go to, let's start on 3. So it looks, wow, they made this like not even close to being the certain distance apart. This is actually, I don't know, that's weird the way this ruler is. Oh, because I'm on millimeters, that's why. 0, 2, 4. It's actually 4 inches apart, I think. Let's see. Nah, not really. It's, I mean, I'm right on the 2 there. It's 1, 2, 3.75 wide. 3.75 there. Let's see, because that's not 0. Yeah, it is. Okay, now I see it. Now I see it. Yeah, it's 3.75 between screw holes. So that's what we're going to go outside and drill once we figure out our mounting location. Alright guys, we are out here ready to install this landscape lighting timer. We're going to try to do it and cover these holes right here. So we're going to go in here and here, and double checking my measurements here. 7 to, yeah, it's 3.75 between the holes. So we're going to use our level. You can use your laser level too for this if you have one. I do have one of those, but I didn't bring it out because this will be easier. So we're going to start here. We're going to make sure our levels, bubble is right in the center, and we're going to start right over one of the existing holes, which is right here. So 14 will be here, and level it out again. Bubble's right in the center here. 3.75, so it would be 14, 13, so 1, 2, 3, 7, 5. 14 here. 1, 2, 3, 7, 5. I marked my holes here. Now what we can do is pull this out, hold our device up to it, just trying to see if it looks anywhere close. That looks pretty good. So next we need our screws. Here's our screws, our concrete anchors. So we have a drill bit for those guys. And remember, we have to drill at least as long as the anchor screw is. So they are about this long. So that means we got to go at least as far as there's silver on the drill bit for each hole. Let's go ahead and get it done. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, so the drill bit tried to walk on me. If that happens, you could be off a little bit on here. Alright, drill bit's loose. Ooh, Ooh, it went right through there. Let's hope it didn't go through the other side. I think there's a good possibility it went through the other side. Didn't need that many. That would be funny. Okay, that's all there is to that part. Now we change out to our included bit. It comes with its own nut driver. Now we don't want to go all the way in because it has to hang on these. So that's like almost all the way in. And if we have any issues, we'll back these screws out a little bit. Okay, let's try to hang her up. And we do have connections on the bottom, which are kind of a pain. So we'll probably take it off again to do that. See how good we did here, if we messed up or not. Okay. There's our new box. It looks level. I think we did a good job on that, guys. I mean, honestly. Now we can run the wiring over and up the wall here. But first thing we're going to do, looks like we got enough wire. We'll probably have to extend it once we do concrete down here and put a tube in for it to go through, like a PVC pipe. But these are different kinds of screw terminals. These are not spade terminals. We have to put ends on this wire. So let's go ahead and do that. I brought my connector set with me. We're going to cut these ends off as close as we can, which unfortunately makes the wires even shorter. I brought my strippers, not the kind that you like. Different kind. I'm just going to strip back a little bit of this wire to put the connector on. Wow, you can see this wire is already getting oxidized. Inside the actual sheath, the wire is oxidizing, which is typical for Florida. So sometimes I use shielded wire, like the speaker cable. It has an extra shield on top. And that keeps the wiring from getting oxidized. Now we need a spade connector, we need the U-shaped connectors. So I think the red is our size, but I forgot to bring the crimpers. No, I think it's blue. Blue must be our gauge. We only need 2. But I gotta go grab the crimpers. I'll be back. I went and got the crimpers, and if you guys don't know about these, they have the color code to crimp on the actual head of the crimper here. And we got blue, which is for 16 to 14 gauge, which honestly we might even have smaller wire than that. But I'm gonna go ahead and, I hate these because they never stay on right. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in there. Crimp that guy down, and if I can get 2 bites on it, I will. I know it feels like it's tight, but I promise you. Yep, it came right out. I absolutely hate these. I think we're gonna have to use red if I have any. It's just way too loose. Alright, there's one red. Yeah, these fell one time, and of course they all got jumbled up. There's another red. Let's try red. Those are for 22 gauge, and I believe this wire is very, very thin. Guys, it's always worth it to buy better quality wire for everything you do. Don't buy cheap wire.
You're going to regret it down the future when you have to replace things. One example is the speaker wire for outside. Always buy shielded, so it has the positive and the negative inside of a shield like this stuff does. Amazon Basics makes great shielded wire, and I use it outside now because my other wire has broken down over time due to being in Florida. The moisture and the heat breaks down the wire. Man, thing came right out. I absolutely do not like using this thing, man. You can, at all help, not using crimp-on connectors like these. Do yourself a favor and avoid them at all costs. Get some soldering connectors or something like that, but these things, they suck. They're the cheapest, crappiest things in the world. You try to go too hard on them, they'll just break right in half. Alright, I mean, that's good enough for now. So now what we gotta do is get these guys connected to the power supply. I mean, they give you a wire management ring, but it's like 100 times too big for landscape lighting wire because this is a small gauge. Ooh, head rush when I stood up. Alright. So, I don't want to put this thing on the ground. It's all dirty. Brand new. So, I'm going to go ahead and wire this guy up. I'm going to pass it through the loop, the cable management loop, which won't do anything because I'll have to zip tie it anyway. So, one of them says common and one of them says 12, and I don't know which one is positive, and I'm not sure if that makes a difference, if they'll still light if positive is reversed, but I'm going to try it anyway. I'm going to try it anyway. We also have a light over here that's missing because when they were putting in the pavers, they upset the light and they didn't. I just took it out, but I believe the wiring all works besides that. I don't think they actually punctured the wire. Hopefully, I don't want to have to run all new wire. But we do have this first part wired up. That should be it. Let's rehang our box. There we go. Now we're going to require some cable management here. Of course, this wire is not long enough. That's going to have to be extended. I got to wait and see what's going on with the concrete first, but we can get our power situated. So what I'm going to do with the power is run it like this, and then put a little clamp there into the concrete, and then I'm going to zip tie it. Since I can't get into this clamp, I actually could remove this clamp and run it through there. I think I'll do that. And then we have to punch out these little things in the box, electrical box, to be able to plug, to be able to run the wire down. Make sure you guys are in frame here. So here, this outdoor box, we have to take these tabs off to run the wire. This is so you can run the wire and shut the box. So you have to pull these tabs out. And then it allows you to close. Gotta do more than that, but these pliers are too big. So I'm just cutting the tab out. It's It's a little plastic removable tab. Now notice the box can close completely. We do have power here. So this guy should be lit up. It is not lit up. Why not? Maybe I just can't see it. Okay, it is lit, connected to Wi-Fi. So I can't see. Okay, now it's on. Red is lit up on the power. So let me see if we have lights anywhere. We do have lights right here in the yard. Got one right there. We clearly have a spotlight on right here, so it is working. Now our next step is all this is coming out, and this timer is coming out, and oh yeah, there we go, exposure was down. This timer's coming out, it is broken, and all this is coming out anyway because we are moving the electrical onto a new fence. So the next step is we have to tie in our existing lights to where this other 12 volt timer is, because we're not going to be using that anymore. Alright guys, out here by the power supply, the fence, where we're eliminating one whole power supply, and we are tying in two sets of lights together. So I already have one tied into the first set that's already connected to the power supply. Sorry about the plane coming in. And now we are going to be interfacing that with this guy over here. So I'm removing the existing connection that was going to the other power supply. It is a very terrible wire. Little dinky little wire. And it will be replaced with this higher gauge wire. And I'm leaving some extra here for putting under the mulch. Alright, I already lost my workman's pliers, so I'll use this. I'll use this guy. Alright guys, so here's the end, splicing into the existing landscape lighting. Yes, I use my teeth a lot when I do speaker wires. I've got my strippers here. All this is actually coming off the fence because we're getting a new fence put in. But for now, this can be wired. They have quick connectors on them, so I'm using those again. And that is that. And then all we have to do later is just relocate this to the new fence and make sure that none of this wire gets punctured by the fence guys when they come in. So this guy's wired, and also this needs to be hidden under the mulch, so I have to do that as well. But for now, this is ready to go. Oh, I found my workman. I've lost so many tools out here, guys, you would not even believe it. And I find them months later in the grass. Okay, time to test. I'm gonna go turn on the power supply. Okay. That didn't work. I'm wondering now if we have another problem here. One of these lights came on. My wires in there good. might have another issue here, guys. This light is not on. And that's very interesting. Unless I totally did this wrong. Shouldn't be wrong. Alright, I'm gonna do some investigating. I don't know why these guys didn't come on. I spent about 2 hours troubleshooting what was going on with the remaining of the landscape lights. Every time we would connect a wire, they would turn off. Well, long story short, about 5 wires down the chain, there was a melted wire. Once I eliminated that from the mix, everything lit up, but in the process I had undone a lot of things, so I had to go back and redo them. So I rewired a lot of things, and now I have to bury the cables once I have a final thing going, but it is working. So we do have lights throughout, the low voltage lights throughout. Now I have to wire the 110 volts circuit up to my new receptacle here. So we are going to be doing that, and the first step, and I just realized I left the plugs inside, so I will have to get those, but we have our existing feed down here, which will all be redone when we get concrete. But yeah, this right here, we are going to put a plug on and extend the wire. So the first thing is we're going to cut that. Man, the flies and horse flies and like everything are bad today. It's not even that hot. I think it's like 85. So we are going to use this full light wire for now, or maybe forever, who cares? And we are going to splice into this guy to extend the AC wiring out to my garden. And the way we're going to do that is with wiring nuts and electrical tape. Once it's final form, I'll redo all this, put a box in and all that jazz. But for now, it's about getting the power back on in the garden, because it has been off for a little bit due to this whole area over here being redone. So I'm wiring nutting these guys together to extend this wire. Then we're going to throw a little electrical tape on that guy. This will be laying or buried for now until we redo everything. So just a quick little patch job for now. And the other end of this wire will get a plug, which I need to go get from the garage. And we have a split plug to install. So this plug just has a screw here, and it comes right apart like that. It's got 2 wires on the inside, 3 if you use the ground. So you just run the wires to these screws, tighten them down, close the plug, and that's it. First we got to figure out how long we want our cable to be. So let's leave a little bit of slack on the ground for burying it. We're going to go up this guy, up this guy, up this guy into there. This should be plenty. Go ahead and splice this wire. Splice it, cut it. Take your razor knife and splice back a little bit. This is the plug end. I don't want to do too much. I only want enough wire going into the plug where it looks clean on the other, on the end of it when we close the plug up. So I need to see how much that's going to be. So, I got this spliced. I keep saying splice. I got this cut and the wire stripped back. Oh, oops. I just cut off the black part. Let's try that again. That's not good. Got the black off. Probably won't work like that. What do you think? And we'll get rid of all this insulation. All these weird, ridiculous strings. Part of the insulation or whatever. Okay. We got our bare wire here now. Gotta strip it back. Don't need much. Oh, I swear I'm brain dead. I'm an idiot. Why does it keep... Dude, that's the third time I did this wrong. Keep slicing the wrong wire off. I wouldn't believe it if I didn't see it with my own eyes, but I just did that twice. First I sliced the black off, then I sliced the white off. Trying to take the insulation out. An idiot. Stupid. Green can come off. Okay. Finally did that right. Good grief, man. Never in my life had to do something 5 times in a row. Now, slice. We will strip back a little bit of this. See if that's enough to get it in the plug. If not, we'll strip some more off. Let's see. Oh, I think that's plenty. Well, if the plug is going to want to close around this wire, it's really thick. Let's test. I'm going to make it work. So I'm just going to get rid of all the rest of this insulation and try not to cut any more wires like an idiot. I'm going to make it work, man. Wire's a little thick, but it's happening. I'm over it today. It's hot out here. Okay, one thing I notice immediately. Oh, okay, we're going from this side. Yes. Okay, so. That's interesting. The screw to close it is in the way. You have to strip more back. Man. This thing's a pain in the ass. So the screw to close it is actually in the way of the wires. And so if you don't strip enough back, it will not close because you'll be blocking the screw. So you have to navigate around the screw to close the plug. Like this. That screw, you take those wires around it, when you wire them. Okay. Doing the actual wiring, putting the black wire in. So actually, okay, so facing the outlet, the white neutral wire always goes to the left. So neutral wire will be that one. Do not have enough wire still. And this is going to be tough to put together. Yeah, this is not going to be fun at all. This is going to suck to get together. If I can even get it together. This is hard, guys. There's not much room and this thing has to fold together. Great screwdriver is like too big, too small for the too something. Okay, I got one wire maybe in there, I don't know. As tight as I can go. Trying the other one. Pretty tight. And the wire's not being blocked. So let's try to close this thing. Screwdriver's too freaking small for everything. They're too big. One or the other, it just sucks. Okay, got the plug finished. All ready to go. Now I'm just going to wrap electrical tape around the end part where it doesn't have any insulation. Call that done. Now this thing's going to run up like this, come through here, and we got to bust out the other plastic. Almost got it all. That'd be enough. Ooh, ouch. Happy boo-boo. Something is in the way. It's this side. Okay, none of my pliers will take this other thing off, so I gotta go get needle nose pliers. Got the notch cut out, you can see here. Got about 10 minutes till I have the meeting for work, so can't go too crazy. But got both the wires in there. Now we just have to tie them up. So that's going to involve taking off this clip here so we can run the wires under there as well. For now, we can get our zip ties, which I think I left the black ones. Let's see if these guys will go around it. Nope, those are two. Dang. Well, let's use white. So I'm dressing these cables, but I want to take off this wall anchor so we can. No, we won't be able to fit behind that. So we're gonna have to run down the side. Oh yeah, please don't. All right, wrapping up this project, guys. We're just doing the wire cleanup down here and getting this wiring all tucked in behind this pipe. Just for now, when we do concrete, we're gonna have to come back with some conduit. So this will just clean it up now, make it look good. So that's what we were doing. Clean up all the tools. And all of our junk. Careful with those zip tie-ins, they will cut you. And I think we'll do one more there. I'm really weird about like the wiring being perfect. I mean, I know it's far from perfect, but I'm weird about making it like as best as I can. I don't like it when you can see these zip tie-ins either. But yeah, guys, unless I need more power here, in which case I'm going to have to put a power strip there. Also, I did not test the power going to the fence over here, so let's do that real quick before we wrap the video up. Here's a good look at the pool, by the way. They're still working on the chemistry. So we got to check and make sure we have power here. This is all changing, by the way, once we get our new fence going. But yeah, for now, This has a timer on it. Okay, that's not working. For some reason this is not working. Oh, there it is. Alright, we do have power. And so I'm just putting this on sensor, which means it turns on at dusk and turns off at dawn. I've got a lot of wiring now to rebury. I've got quite a task in front of me for this. I've got a lot of trash to pick up, a lot of yard work to clean up, and that will do it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it got kind of long, but yeah, melted wire, not good, and that's what was causing my issues. Guys, thank you for watching. Have a great day.
That was difficult, obviously.